When visiting Disneyland Resort in Anaheim, California, you have three choices when it comes to staying on property, and one of them is the Disneyland Hotel. This hotel has been here since the beginning of Disneyland Park and is one of the original places to stay. You'll see a lot of famous faces who have stayed here over the years. Now, while it is the oldest hotel on property, it is definitely well maintained and very much up to date. You can tell from the lobby there's a lot of new elements sprinkled in, but there's also some really great nods and history documented throughout this entire resort. This wall across from one of the main elevator banks in the Fantasy Tower showcases some of the famous faces that were part of the early days at Disneyland Park and at Disneyland Hotel. You'll see images of Walt with so many famous people, including some of his Imagineers like Mary Blair, who has a very big influence on the style and the art across this entire property. Now, as you head out the main doors to the general part of this entire hotel, you're going to come across Small World Gifts and Sundries. This is going to be where you can find anything you may have forgotten at home, from toiletries and sunscreen to things like snacks for your room and swimwear. Now, out these main doors, this is going to be kind of your central hub for Disneyland Hotel. Once you come out here, you're going to be able to find one of the four towers that you can be staying in, and all of it is surrounding the massive pool complex right in the middle, which we'll get a little bit of a closer look at in a moment. But as you turn to the right, this is going to be a nice walkway through the general resort. To the right, you'll see, again, we're near Fantasy Tower. The Fantasy Tower is going to be your main tower where your lobby is when you first walk into the hotel, and it's also going to be where you have things like Fantasy Gift Shop. This is going to be a great spot to find some of those souvenirs, and there's a massive collection of Disneyland Hotel and, of course, right now, Disneyland 70th Anniversary merchandise located here. As you continue to stroll about this walkway, you're going to hear music playing from the pool area from a lot of those classic Disney movies. It's going to be some of the older movies like Pinocchio, Peter Pan, and Sleeping Beauty, and it really does set the tone for this entire space. Now, to the right here, you're going to find the coffee house, and this is going to be a great spot to very quickly in the morning grab some breakfast, get your coffee, and it can be a very bustling place in those early hours of the day. So I definitely recommend taking a look at mobile order so you can go ahead and get those things early before you head into the parks or before you go and explore more of your time at this hotel. Right next to the coffee house is Goofy's Kitchen. This is a fantastic character dining experience that offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And of course, you're going to have a huge buffet full of fun foods that Goofy has cooked up for you. You're also going to find characters like Minnie, Chip and Dale, and Pluto here. This is really fun for the whole family, and we really enjoyed this on our last day before leaving Disneyland Hotel. Now this walkway will continue to kind of meander through a lot of the tropical trees in the area, and as you walk around, you're going to be able to find different access points to the pool complex. There are multiple pools over here at Disneyland Hotel, multiple entrances to the pools, and because you have four different towers that surround this area, you're going to find a lot of offshoot walkways that'll help you get from point A to point B a little bit faster. So for now, I'm going to take you through kind of the most traditional thoroughfare road. And as you can tell, you see the giant water slide complex right below where it says Disneyland. That is going to be a triple monorail water slide feature. There's the orange, the yellow, and then a small little one for kiddos that is going to be very easy for kids of all ages. They do not dump into deep water, so if you have young kids who are looking to do some water slides safely, this is going to be a great option for them. Straight ahead, you see Tangaroa Terrace, but to the other side of this bridge, you'll see the other pools that are part of the main complex here. A massive pool area, typically around 4 to 5 feet deep in certain areas, and also 2 hot tubs. Now, you can get food and drink at your pool over in those chairs delivered directly to your chairs anytime between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m., so it's a great option. Now, all of the time, you can go over to Tangaroa Terrace here and enjoy some mobile order quick service food. This actually shares a kitchen with Trader Sam's, and so if you're looking to eat some of the Trader Sam's food, but you want to do it quickly and you don't want to wait for those reservations, you can actually mobile order and have tons of places to sit over here at Tangaroa Terrace, or take it back to your hotel room to enjoy some of those great eats like the ahi tuna poke bowl, or even some fresh Dole Whip. Now, as I mentioned, there's multiple towers. There's the Fantasy Tower, the Adventure Tower, the Frontier Tower, and the Discovery Tower, which is where your DVC building has recently been put up, and that's where we actually stayed for our visit on this trip. This walkway will take you directly to this Discovery Tower, which you can tell is more of the brown and yellow building here. It definitely looks different than the other 3 towers that have been here longer, and you will find this pixie dust pathway that my daughter and my son absolutely love that will take you to the front entrance of the Discovery Tower, where you'll find the suites and villas from DVC. Now these rooms are available to rent even if you're not a DVC owner and to purchase. So go ahead and check out my review of our room tour over here at the DVC Tower. We really enjoyed our stay, and the theming is spot on. It's either Princess and the Frog or Sleeping Beauty, and there's some really great rooms that you can enjoy over here in this location. It's also located directly next to where they have movies on the green, outside movies at night, and some fun games for kids to play. Now here's another entrance to one of the other towers. This is actually the Frontier Tower, which as you walk into each of these, they're going to have a very different vibe. Obviously, the Frontier Tower has some really cool Frontier music playing. It's going to feel like you're walking through Frontierland over in the park. It's meant to really mimic those different park lands that you have. And this huge diorama includes some really great images of things like Big Thunder Mountain Railroad and what the original part of this land was supposed to look like when building Disneyland Park. So again, if you're into the history and you're really into those classic features of the Disney parks, these hotels have some great nods to that in each of the individual lobbies, no matter which tower you're staying in. And here's an example of the Adventure Tower. Again, themed to Adventureland. You can see it as soon as you walk in. The music changes, the smells change, and this is giving you a lot of Jungle Cruise vibes and a lot of that Adventureland style and old photographs, as well as new nods to kind of that fresh sense of adventure for guests who are staying in this area. A lot of these towers also have back doors that will take you to different pathways, getting you easier access to places like Downtown Disney and Pixar Place Hotel, as well as other locations nearby. Now, the walk to Downtown Disney, if you're going to the parks in the morning, is super easy. You take this pathway, you go underneath the Sorcerer Mickey hat, and before you know it, you're entering into Downtown Disney and ready to start your park day on the other side of that shopping district. So if you have any questions about Disneyland Hotel, feel free to drop them in the comments. And if you've stayed here yourself, I'd love to hear what you think about it. So make sure that you comment below, like and subscribe, and follow along for more great content from Disneyland. Thanks.